Every May, gardeners spend a Saturday digging tomato plants, green bean seeds, and zucchini starts into the ground. By July, the green beans are coming in faster than you can pick them. The tomatoes all ripen in the same 2 weeks. The zucchini pile up on the counter. By September, the beds are bare and you're back at the grocery store. The Pilgrims did the same thing in May of 1621. They put every seed they had into the ground in 1 week. The corn grew, the bean plants filled out, and the squash spread across the soil. It all came in at once. They ate what they could, the rest rotted in the summer heat, and the garden was empty. Bare dirt, nothing left to pick until next season. The problem wasn't the seeds, it wasn't the soil, it was the calendar. The Native Americans watching this had been feeding entire villages without that problem for generations, not because they had better seeds or richer soil, because they never put all their plants in the ground on the same day.
The Pilgrims had the same soil, the same seeds, and the same growing season as the people who taught them to farm the New World. What they didn't have was the timing system. One gap in knowledge nearly ended the colony. The Native Americans weren't using interval planting because they read a gardening book. They were using it because they couldn't afford a bad week. No grocery store, no backup plan, no neighbor with extra food. If the beans didn't produce, they didn't eat. So they built in insurance. 3 separate harvest windows instead of 1. If a pest wiped out the first wave or a heat event stunted the second, they still had something coming. The backup was the whole point. This is worth sitting with. We think of food security as a modern problem, something you solve by going to the store. But for most of human history, food security was a gardening strategy. It was built into how and when you plant it. The people who understood timing didn't just eat better than the people who didn't. In bad years, they survived, and the others didn't. The 10-day interval isn't a clever technique for hobbyists. It's a survival mechanism refined over centuries because the people who skipped it ran out of food. Now you know why it matters. Here is how it works. You divide your seeds or transplants into 3 equal groups and put them in the ground 10 days apart. That's the whole system. Wave 1 goes in on your first good planting date for your zone. Wave 2 goes in 10 days later. Wave 3 goes in 10 days after that. You now have 3 separate harvest windows instead of 1, and they overlap just enough that you're always picking something and never staring at an empty bed wondering where the season went. Here is why 10 days is the number. 7 days is too short. The first wave is still adjusting, roots haven't locked in, transplants are still recovering, and you're already splitting your attention to the second group. You end up tending 2 stressed batches at once, and neither one gets what it needs.
So we're building a 3-wave system, and the timing between each wave is everything. We're talking about green beans, lettuce, radishes, anything you're already growing, split into 3 groups and planted 10 days apart. 14 days between groups stretches too far. Your first planting of green beans finishes producing before the second planting starts, and you're standing at an empty garden with nothing to pick. You hit the gap you were trying to avoid. 10 days keeps everything connected. Your first green beans are settled and growing on their own by the time the second group goes in the ground. When those first plants start slowing down, the second group is loaded with pods. When the second group pulls back, the third is just getting started. You're picking green beans every week from July through September. That's not luck. That's the math working the way it's supposed to. Your first group also serves a second purpose beyond starting the harvest. Think of them as scouts. You put your first group of green beans in the ground on your earliest reasonable planting date, the date that feels safe but isn't guaranteed, and then you watch. If a late frost comes through and kills those plants, you've lost 1/3 of your green beans, not everything. Your second and third groups are still sitting in their seed packets on the shelf, completely unaffected. You go back outside, wait a week, and put new green bean seeds in the ground. You lost some time, but you didn't lose the season. Compare that to what happens when you batch plant and a late frost hits. You've lost everything. You're starting over in late May or early June, behind schedule, planting into warming soil that's less forgiving for cool season crops, hoping to salvage something before the summer heat shuts everything down. One weather event ends your season before it starts. That's not bad luck. That's a structural problem with putting all your plants in the ground on the same day. Wave 1 as a scout changes the risk completely. You're not gambling your whole season on one weather window. You're testing the window with 1/3 of your plants and keeping the rest protected until you know it's safe. Most gardeners assume interval planting requires more space, dedicated beds for each wave, room to expand, and a bigger setup than you currently have. That's not how it works. Because you're not planting everything at once, your beds have open space when wave 1 goes in. You're only filling 1/3 of your available area on day 1. Wave 2 fills the next section. Wave 3 fills the last one. The space was already there. You were just going to fill it all at once and have nothing left to plant. Beyond that, each wave tucks into the gaps that open up as the season moves. Wave 1 produces and then slows down. When it does, you remove it and that space opens again. Wave 3 goes in right there, in the same ground wave 1 just finished, and the process continues. This is how you keep a garden producing from May through October in the same area most people treat as a one-season bed. The gap between your tomato plants, the edge of a raised bed that has been sitting empty, the corner where your spring lettuce just went to seed and you haven't decided what to do with it yet, that's where the next wave goes. You're not adding space, you're using space that was already being wasted. Not every crop responds equally to this system. Here is what works best. You've probably had this happen with green beans. You pick every day for 3 weeks and then they're gone and you wonder if it was worth the effort. Green beans produce hard for 3 to 4 weeks and then they stop. Batch plant them and you're buried in beans for a month and then you have nothing. Stagger them in 10-day waves and you're picking consistently from July through September without a glut or a gap.
Lettuce and salad greens have an added problem. A full bed of lettuce planted at once turns yellow, grows tall, and drops its seeds when summer heat arrives. You lose the whole crop in the same week. Stagger it, and your first group handles spring, your second carries you into early summer, and your third group, planted in a shadier corner, keeps producing into fall. Radishes and turnips run even shorter cycles. Plant them every 10 days, and you'll have a steady supply all season without overthinking it. Tomatoes and peppers keep producing fruit all season once they're established. You don't need the same approach. But stagger a first and second planting by 2 weeks, and you'll be picking tomatoes into October when the first group winds down. Zucchini and summer squash produce so aggressively that most gardeners only want 1 planting. Put 2 in, and you'll be leaving them on your neighbor's steps at midnight. The Pilgrims who made it through their first full year weren't the ones who planted the most seeds. They were the ones who stopped treating planting as an event and started treating it as a schedule. 3 groups, 10 days apart. That's a system. One big Saturday in May is a bet. Your garden doesn't need more seeds, more space, or more water. It needs a better calendar. The harvest you keep working toward, the bowl of tomatoes in August, the fresh lettuce in October, actually using what you grew instead of watching it rot on the counter, doesn't come from planting more. It comes from planting on a schedule. The 10-day interval is the schedule. Pick 3 crops you're already planning to grow, green beans, lettuce, radishes, or whatever you have, and divide them into 3 equal groups before you go to the nursery. Plant 1 group this week. Put the other 2 aside with a date written on the packets. That's the whole system. If you want to go deeper, I've got a full succession planting video, and it's on screen now. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.